Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril and welcome to the 5.4 PTR for World of Warcraft. We'll quickly stop him with the blink on just because no idea. Alright, so plenty of changes on the PTR at the moment, not least of which is this guy, Grievous Flascator Esquire. Unfortunately, he's
just the thing for you.
He's not permanent, he's simply there to provide a quick access to the new PvP gear for Season 14. Here are the numbers if you're interested in them. Freeze frame this if you want to have a look. All very shiny, all rather nasty. All stuff that can actually get quite vicious. 90-second cooldown reduction on alter time? Yowzers. Okay, what else? Mostly PvP power, as you might expect, so not the greatest for PvE, but if I need a fast bit of raid gear, well, hey, it couldn't hurt all that much. Right, with that done, let's just take a quick glance at the mail. Mostly a lot of spam from Brianna. I think this is coming in every single time I log in, so I have to wonder if that's a bug or if it's just something inherent in the PTR. Certainly I've got enough mini tours, chili penguins and corehound pups to go round. Let's just dump those, delete, and delete. We'll see if those keep coming back. Let's also quietly log the pets in. Yes, go away. This is the test server. When I'm interested in a guild, well. Alright, let's go take a look, because there's been a little bit of a change to the geography. Yeah, I can only assume the goblins had one hell of a party, because the Vale of Eternal Blossoms is wrecked, well and truly junked. Absolutely and utterly trash. There is no water. The place is crawling with pride demons, which will tie into the new raid. And we also have the Emperor's Burden Part 8. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. Okay. We also have some new pets. And curiously, Aki the Chosen is sitting here quite happily, surrounded by level 90 demons who presumably would be ripping his head off. I would try having a pet battle with him. I suspect it would end very, very badly. We also have the new raid entrance in here. Looks like they've managed to find what's left of the lower levels of the Mogushan Palace. Unfortunately, it's not in the game as yet, so that will have to wait for a future video. Back into the air. And we can head west. Big Blossom Excavation is more or less shut down. It's fulfilled its purpose and had some unfortunate side effects. Interestingly, the Thunderhoo supply coder is there quite happily and oblivious to what's going on. The goblins, however, are not so oblivious to what's going on, except for this one here, who is apparently sleeping it off. Like I said, last night had one hell of a party. The Golden Pagoda has been utterly trashed. Basically, if you were doing your Golden Lotus dailies here, you're not anymore. Meanwhile, we continue to head west. As you can see, the devastation's extended right the way onto White Petal Lake. It's completely drained all the water in the Vale. I have to wonder what this is going to mean for Golden Lotus leveling. I assume Blizzard have got something in mind. I hope Blizzard have got something in mind because, well, all the old dailies are now completely and totally and utterly ruined. What isn't Shah corrupted is now dead. So it remains to be seen how they're going to change the quests for this. We can continue to head west past the gravestone and into the ruins of Gorlai, which is... well, in truth, they've got Shah problems as well. There's the old corrupted Thundermaw running around. But mostly we just have a lot of Mogu. So this hasn't changed much, and as we head further west, the Setting Sun garrison's more or less untouched, maybe a few extra holes in the flag, but this is pretty much, yike, as it should be. In fact, let's quickly check in here with Angie and Ken, and in fact, yep, you can now directly access their quests here. Those were normally second stage, you had to do the precursors up at the Setting Sun. Jaime Heavylands is now running his own quest independently. Heavy Lands? Heavy Hands. Heavy Hands. Quite possibly Heavy Lands as well, given what he's eating, but there you go.
We must not falter.
Golden-Paw has a survival. Again, this is now directly accessible. I assume he will be alternating between blades and flames, so that much is still the case. In fact, you know what? Let's just run this and... actually, no, that isn't going to work because I'm at the reputation cap on that guy for Golden Lotus, so I won't be able to tell you whether or not it's improved.
Tell me of your travels.
And the Roll Club. Yeah, you don't talk about Roll Club. So, it looks as though you now have direct access to most of, if not all, the Golden Lotus quests in order to make up the fact that the old first stage is completely and totally gone and will not be coming back ever without some major rural reconstruction. With that in note, let's take a swing over by the Golden Stair to see if that area has changed. Blizzard haven't updated the minimap, so we're having to do all of this eyes on. Yeah. You know, I can't help but think the Shadowpan are going to be very, very hacked off, no matter what that tyrant said to them in the last patch. About, yes, we can get rid of Garrosh, we just need some time. Oh, wow. Okay, so Urgalax is still standing, but it doesn't look like anyone else is. Yeah, the Golden Stair's been pretty much junked. Shoutian Bearmoth, no, I think that's a permanent corpse. Yeah. So, looks like the Shah didn't much care who they were killing, they just got to the killing. Let's also take a quick swing over the Shrine of Two Moons. I don't see this ending badly at all. Nope, it looks as though the Shadowpan haven't made good on their threat, despite, you know, half the Vale being turned into an absolute desolate war zone. But hey, there you go. And who are you guys? Wandering Pilgrim.
Speak up.
What is the Wanderers Festival? It is said that the Ling... Tonight we gather at Turtle Beach on the southern coast.
Tell me of your travels.
Guess we're off to the southern coast then. Yeah, it's certainly going to be much happier than looking at this mess. Alright. To the southern coast then. Let's see if we can find a giant turtle. Don't let the goblins know it, they'll probably try and make soup. In this case, of course, the real thing that's emerged on the southern coast is the Timeless Isle. This is going to be off to the southeast of the Jade Forest. We have the map, and we have a rough location, so let's see if we can get there. Certainly Blizzard have been dropping some hints in the pet journal. Oh, go away. Where did it go? Here we are. Aspect of Shiji. Aspect of Zren. And I imagine we will see the others appear at some point. It would seem as though we are going to be using the Tournament of Celestials to get mini gods as pets. I assume this will make sense. Either that or it's going to be utterly insane. But let's see if we can get to the Timeless Isle. Probably helps if I don't fly into the rock. Check course. There we go. Can just see it coming off in the distance over the Mistveil Sea. That's probably about to hit a fatigue zone. Let's just hook up onto dry land and double check the last bearing, see if we can get a view of it. Okay, one last check of the map. Bearing is good. We can see the island in the distance, or at least a silhouette. Let's go. Fatigue, yes, I know, I don't care. Come on. Come on, you can do it, little dragon. I didn't haul you all the way from Alderaan just to fall into a fatigue zone. There we go, so we have what looks like a Horde base camp beneath us. And it appears Blizzard don't want us taking a look at that just yet. Gits. Taunting gits. Yeah, mutter, mutter, curse. Meanwhile in Durotar, the civil war in the Horde is still going on as merrily as ever. There are still Kor'kron commanders running around the Barrens, as you can see on the map, and indeed from the fight scene playing out in front of me. And in general, it's the same old, same old. Vol'jin and the others are still building up supplies. After all, running a war is an expensive business. No particular changes there. So let's roll on and head over to Durotar itself, see if the old troll's actually made any progress with his little rebellion. Okay, so here we are. Vol'jin has moved. He was, of course, previously on the watchtower outside Razor Hill. He is now, if I am correct, actually in Razor Hill itself. As you can see, the place is gearing up for war. We have got Horde demolishers, various training grunts, a battle line up at the entrance from Orgrimmar. Basically, if Garrosh comes this way, he is going to get one fairly large number of supplies. And Bane, hi! You got here ahead of me, you smug sod. And hello, Vol'jin also. Alright, neither of them are really in the mood to talk. And I'm willing to bet that Nar'zak isn't relevant either. So, let us rock on. Take a quick toddle back to here, because the other person of interest, of course, was the Quartermaster, who had to be in a position for both the Alliance and the Horde to talk to her. Although, interestingly, this is not the case. Let's head up top, see if she's there. Have to wonder why they're still bothering to give out supplies if the Quartermaster, who was selling stuff for them, is no longer to be found or indeed bought from. Anyhow, up another level. Hello, Thonk, you got anything? No, right, bye. Right, okay, nothing to see here. It would seem as though, well, despite the commanders still being available, the vendor isn't, which is a little bit odd. I have to assume it's residual activity. Maybe they just haven't got around to deleting the commanders yet. So, with no real bastard. damn it, I wasn't in the mood for this. Get the hint. Get. I have no clue what I'm doing. Right. How exactly that was considered to be a good test of PvP, I have no idea. However, fortunately, Resurrection 6 doesn't matter because for this video, all I planned to do was swing over and take a look at the blasted city. I just wanted to sightsee, but no! Had to start a war. Bloody Alliance dogs. Anyhow, heading north to Orgrimmar, as we were going to do before we were so rudely interrupted. Alright. Orgrimmar is similarly welcoming and happy a place. Yeah, right. I'm no better a liar than I was in my previous videos. Interestingly, we don't seem to have, well, we do have some NPCs around here. A Corcron Motivator. Note that these guys are flagged neutral to Horde at the moment, despite everyone else just being friendly. So I suspect we are going to be quietly mugging them. Yes, I did see that. It would appear to be a duel right in the middle of the artillery range. Oh well. I suppose at least it's a good backstop if the trainees miss their targets. Anyhow, I suspect those Corcron Motivators are going to be a target somehow for training accidents. Right, let's move on. Corcron Spotters, Riderless Battle Wargs. Same as you would expect. A lot of Corcron Grunts. How much health have these guys got? 4 million each, give or take. Right, that could very well just be an avoid patrols thing. Of course, there's an Alliance quest which involves a bit of stealthy scouting with a mechanical kitty of all things. Interesting that we've got phasing on the pig pen. Not sure what that means. Anyhow, heading on into Orgrimmar itself, the Corcron Elite are now running the defensive. Thunder calls. Yes. I'll say yes just to get you off my back. Alright, so more Corcron guards. Corcron Overseer. Clearly been hitting the growth enhancing drugs. Alright, let's go say hi to the War Chief.
I am pleased to report that the battle at sea goes well, War Chief. Our forces
Sod off. That was 8 months ago. And hello, Garrosh. Alright.
Live by these words. Loktar Ogar. Victory or death.
Okay, now MMO Champion was hinting at a new model for Garrosh, but it doesn't look as though they've put it in. The fingers don't seem to be independently articulated.
You will serve the Horde or be crushed beneath it.
Then again, well, it's a happy War Chief. Alright, the various Blood Elves are still here, as are the undead. Yes, people are at least managing to be polite. I note, however, that Tauren and Troll delegations are basically gone. Now, what's a Bronze Dragon doing here? It's the End Time quest giver, of course. And hello, Eitrig. Still level 20 after all these years. You'd think he'd have put in some XP grinding by now. Alright. Meanwhile, what do we have? A lot of Corcron Elite. And it looks as though... yeah. The local troll... basically any non-orcs are getting rather badly victimised in Orgrimmar these days. Garrosh has pretty much jumped off the slippery slope here. Let's take a quick swing around and see what else we can find. Pitching up and into the, well, what was the Goblin Quarter and still seems to be the Goblin Quarter, and it's as neat and tidy as ever. No real changes here. All the trainers still seem to be here. There we go. I'm sure he would offer trading. Exactly. Exalted with goblins. I feel dirty already. Vol'jin lives! Yes, he does, but you may not if you carry on yelling stuff like that. Alright, what else do we have? PvP section. Let's swing on around. Valley of Wisdom. What was the Troll Quarter is now well and truly shut down. Again, this hasn't really changed since 5.3. How do I reset my glyphs? Well, he's in the mood for training, so seems okay.
Strength and honor.
Various trade supplies in the drag. Yeah. Orgrimmar is not quite such a happy place as it once was. But you get the general idea. Oh, and Gamon, ladies and gentlemen. It appears the Corcron have finally got matters under control. I note that there are less of them than there were in the last patch, which is probably a hint as to how this is going down. Still, 40 million elite against a few 4 million elites. Come on, Gamon, you can take them messily. If I don't find this orc with its axe shoved somewhere painful during the raid, I will be very disappointed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes an early look at the updated zones for 5.4 in World of Warcraft. I'll see you soon, I hope. Probably to help Gamon rise up against his brothers. Or rather, the orcs. Who aren't really his brothers at all. They're not even the same species. What on earth am I talking about? Farewell.